took some time to film a league with Hawkeye's bow in the midst of the car meta. All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to an off-stream recording. This is 7/22 and will air 7/23, the Friday. And this is going to be the first league I play since Land Run a few weeks back. I had a bunch of backlog testing videos, and I just don't really have a lot of drive to play the current format of Vintage, knowing that it's an extremely high likelihood the format is going to be vastly different for Eternal Weekend on the August 10th VNR update. The current Raker data looks unbelievable. The last week was a 55.5% win rate as 20% of the field, by far the most played deck with a target on its back and putting up restriction-worthy numbers still. It obviously also had a very great performance at the Oklahoma Land Run. So, yeah, I think it's almost 100% likely something will change on August 10th. And so playing this format right now doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You have to do the things in deck building, like playing main deck Mindbreak Traps, to get yourself to a position where you can compete with Raker, and you can. Don't get me wrong. The format isn't like super unbalanced right now. Like, you can play, and there are things that happen, and if you are a hardcore Vintage stan, or you're trying to if you're a brewer trying to exploit a short-term format, that's good for you. But for me, I'm mostly looking forward to Eternal Weekend at the moment with both Legacy and Vintage, and practicing for Eternal Weekend right now when both formats may change in 2 weeks. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm gonna try to record this video and see how it goes. If I have a good time, then that's great. I'll try to do some more videos before August 10th rolls around. But if not, I might end up just like going on a little week or two hiatus here. It's been kind of nice not focusing on Magic for a week or so, and I've been enjoying it. But I'm gonna give it my best college try here and put something out at least for this Friday video. So what am I doing here? I'm going to play a deck that I've seen a little bit in some Legacy brews, as well as kind of MTG and Vintage had a brew with it, and that is Hawkeye's Bow Combo. I was waiting to do a Hawkeye's Bow Combo deck until after the car, because I just didn't want to have to build it for that metagame, but I've decided that now that we've kind of figured out how you beat car, in general, like how you can build your deck to compete with it, it's probably fine to play through a league as is. So the main combo here is a Fatal Alchemist and Hawkeye's Bow, untapping itself and dealing infinite damage. But as we know from previous videos with a Fatal Alchemist, also a combo with Time Vault, also a blue creature, and you're a Luris deck, and also a wizard. So with Thundertrap Trainer and a Fatal Alchemist, we have 8 blue 2-drop wizards to play Flame of Anor with. So basically, we're going to play that somewhat of an FLS shell here with obviously no flow states, but we're going to play the creature package instead. So we're still going to play stock ups and some Lorians, but we're going to play that full 8 free counters with 4 Force of Will, 2 Negation, 2 Trap, also a Chain of Vapor and a Spell Pierce. And then we're going to try to get through the other blue decks using our 2 Hexing Squelchers, which we've already proven via NYSE is a very powerful way to combat other blue decks in the format. So yeah, that's basically it. We're gonna play it's basically Luris PO. We're gonna play Luris PO but instead of POs and that kind of thing, we're gonna play the little Hawkeye's Bow combo, a little bit more creatures going on here. I'm gonna also choose to play black as my splash color instead of white. Now we lose out on Portable Hole to get us out of Null Rod, but we have 2 Flame of Anors and a chain anyways, and surely we can just win with card advantage. So the black will let us have Demonic Tutor. And in the sideboard, I'm going to play these Maimais over here. Our favorite Justin pronounces it different every time card, as a different way to like maybe combat Jewel or Jewel adjacent decks. And then we have, of course, black removal. So I'm going to try to see how this goes, play through a league. Obviously, this is a bit of a low power deck, a little bit on the controlling side, but it seems like a pretty reasonable 60 cards to play through a League of Vintage. Hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully I enjoy it, and I'll see you in round 1 of this Vintage League. Did you know subscribing here on YouTube and following on Twitch are both free ways you can support my vintage content? All right, we found a gamer, so let's do it. No cap. No cap from the opponent. Ancestral hand. Hard to push back on an ancestral hand. But kind of a interesting thing to think about in the format right now is a hand like this, which, you know, multiple restricted cards, ancestral on turn 1. It can be kind of bad to keep against Raker shops. If your ancestral doesn't draw you into one of your forces, then you're gonna have a hard time winning the game. Especially for a deck like this that doesn't like auto win. You know, it has a Vault Key auto win combo, but it doesn't have like a breach right away or, you know, anything like that. So it doesn't have a tinker or anything like that. So I mean that is part of the reason you're seeing things like 4 force, 2 negation, 2 trap. You're trying to increase your chances of having that turn 1 interaction. The opponent revealed double Chancellor of the Annex. So they're just playing Jesus, that's really bad for me. They're playing mono white. Well, I'm gonna need to resolve a spell. The question is, do I want to get my ancestral countered or my soul ring countered? I guess I'm gonna get my soul ring countered. Certainly not a great hand against double Chancellor, but we'll see what happens. These are obviously great cards against the mono white deck, the Flame of Venor plus Trainer. So like we might not even end up playing Ancestral. So it actually kind of makes me want to have cast maybe the Ancestral into the Chancellor so that I could go Soul Ring and Trainer next turn. But I also think like there's a decent chance you get Wastelanded or Void Mirrored. So I think it makes more sense. I'm getting Thaliad. I'm getting Laviniad. I see. Okay. I don't know what's going on now. But this does immediately stop my Mox Sapphire though. What? How do I feel about this? I certainly wish I had my Soul Ring. So I do feel bad, but I do kind of want to. So it's weird because like Cavern Human and Lavinia, obviously Hexen Sculpture can play through this. I want to hit land drops, which makes the trainer worse, but I want to have the trainer in play for Flame of Venor. So it's kind of a rough spot. I think the answer is just Ancestral. The problem with this play is I can't force if I draw Force, so that's my problem with this line. I did draw Ancestral as well as I did draw the land. Sorry, I drew the Force and I drew the lands. They are playing like blue-white anti-car stuff, maybe. I can Flame next turn, but I don't need to. I'd like to get the trainer in play so I can hit the Chrome box as well or draw 2 cards. I'd like to maybe get to like a DT Time Walk. This is Thalia, then we can just play. Okay, so this is not a combination, chat, for anyone keeping track at home. There's a reason that there's a bunch of reasons that Thalia isn't played, but this means that the Lavinia is turned off. So I can do things like play my Urza Saga out, play my Sapphire out, play my Lotus out. I can even, yeah, I'm gonna play this out. I just think I'm gonna get multiple stuff going here. I think I'd rather have get Volt Key going as well, but I have a Saga going off, so let's just get stock up. So I need to force something. I can force something, but obviously I don't want to. I'd get to maybe get Luris Lotus going. This Thalia card is just not it. This is a classic Nombo that appears a lot in these like humans decks. I have lots of options now though. It still has 1 Chancellor and 3 unknowns. I have a Saga that they probably can't beat the Saga if they don't have a Wasteland. This Flame of Venor is going to be great as well. Peacekeeper. It's pretty annoying. But if they have to choose between Flame and Saga, it's still probably winning for us, so. We're just in a great spot. And then our TT can find Volt Key as well. So I can't see us losing this game. Oh, Time Walk. So is that lethal here? Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Time Walk and DT, and yeah. And then Key, yeah, I think that's lethal here, so. Three for Time Walk, 3 for DT on the next turn. I have 5 mana still. 2 for 3 for Volt. Yeah, that's just lethal. Time Walk, DT, Time Volt. Go to the next turn. Key, Time Vault. Infinite turns. All right, cool. So yeah, blue, white, Chancellor, Hate Bears, humans maybe. Interesting. Let's bring in Fatal Push and Dismember. And then Spell Pierce on the draw. Misstep might be good if they have swords, but I don't know if they'll keep in swords. I don't know how good traps and negations actually are. Like, are they initiative or, you know, are we expecting a lot? I shouldn't need this probe though. Or the bobble, so we can just keep all of our blue cards. Let's try this. Drew a lot of power in that game. But I don't think that game, like, I think we would have won anyways. But I don't think that game would have been as easy as it was if opponent hadn't played Thalia. I'm a hater. What can I say? I just I do not believe in the Guardian of Thraben. Sad times. The card used to be really powerful. But times have been changing for sure. Okay. I mean, solid hand. Again, the Hexing Soldier can help us play through Lavinia and Void Mirror, so it's not even that bad, which is kind of interesting. Other part about this card, the Alchemist, that we haven't talked about a little bit, is that it is a mana creature if you have mana rocks. So I kind of did trim a little on mana here, 14 plus 2 Lorien, just because these things can also accelerate us out. So it can be interesting when you're trying to like get the double black for Luris. There's a couple options. Not the most powerful creature of all time, but also one of the better like Nadu pieces. There's a couple videos from Kinda with Nadu. Being blue, being human, being a wizard, being Lurisable, having a combo with Time Vault, you know, makes it very palatable. You know, obviously this Hawkeye's Bow combo isn't the most powerful combo you could play, and you don't really want this card in your deck, but if I only put 2 in my deck, and I have DTs and stock ups and trainers, then I'll find it eventually. And it's not like it's a huge cost to play Alchemist in our deck, especially when it's helping us with these Flame of Venors. If I didn't have to play so many freaking counter spells, I'd probably play a 3rd Flame of Venor in this deck as well. But we gotta wait for our opponent to come back. I'll see when they do. Okay, here we go. Keep. They have a Chancellor. We are playing through Chancellor pretty well here, so. Though it does mean that we won't be able, unless we throw away a Mox, we won't be able to cast Ancestral on turn 1. We have lots of options, because if they play a Chancellor, oh no, they're mulliganing, sorry. And they have a Chancellor, okay. We have lots of options. We can throw away a Mox, so we can play a 2-drop. We can throw away a Mox and play an Ancestral. We can not throw away any Mox and just play on the, ooh, that's a pretty good start. Uncounterable 3-drop. Is it Clarion Conquer? Okay. That's not terrible for us. Looks like we're gonna go with throw away a Mox and play a 2-drop. Or sorry, throw away a Mox and play an Ancestral. Let me get the other one in play as well. Just in case we get Lavinia or Void Mirror, and we don't have Red Source First Culture yet. Not going to cast Ancestral into the open blue mana. I'm going to let them tap out first. Just in case they have things like Flusterstorm. I don't know exactly what they're using with blue mana for, because this kind of seems like a... I definitely have to cast Ancestral here. I think they might just be splashing Lavinia or something. That's very unclear. We did not draw any other lands, which is a problem, and no Lorians. So we might be in trouble here. Technically could race the Conqueror with the Crypt, but it seems unlikely. Notably, we do have a chain, though, so if we do have our Saga complete, we can get like a Lotus and have a bunch of blue mana. And Lavinia. I think I'm just going to force it. Even though I have Squelcher, it's just another creature on the board that we have to beat. Just don't think I want to try to do that. We did immediately draw Volcanic Island. Let's get a... I think I'm just going to get an Alchemist in play. No, it makes more sense to get the Trainer in play. Try to find more mana. Or a Flame. That actually is insane. That way if we draw a land, we can just destroy everything. Also, opponents lost every crypt flip, and they are actively losing the race. Which is funny to me. Alright, so we still have Chain, and they have no more play. Alright, drew Mindbreak Trap. Not great. So I think here I'm interested in Lotus. And then I'm interested in Chain this. Okay. Oh, wait, Lotus is kind of worse, right? But I do get a lot of plays here. Just wanted to stock up, hit lands, really. Oh. I cannot win with Hawkeye's Bow because I did not play Alchemist. I think I'll just take 2 lands, though. Because my creature... I just want to make sure I can cast Flame of Venor on the next turn, really. I'm just going to play the Alchemist. Because if I can flame the Archon or the Clarion Conqueror, it's really hard for me to lose. I almost don't even want to get an Undercity Sewers because I might want to have Volk. Also, might just not destroy this Mana Crypt considering they've lost every flip and they're about to die. Black Lotus, though, is freed up. So they can cast Chancellor. That's the second spell. I'm going to trap their Chancellor. That's brutal. But they do have Archon as well. So it's just like splashing Lavinia, basically. Interesting. They're hard casting Chancellor, and then they're dying because I'm trapping it. Oh, it's too funny. Their last card in hand is a Clarion Conqueror, which will Flame of Venor and attack and win. Wild games. Interesting deck. Must be just mono white initiative splashing some humans. Lavinia Cavern stuff. Very odd. We'll take it. All right. Found a round 2 opponent. Have a cat. No cat. Another ancestral hand. MTGO is giving me the premium. They want me to stay. They said, no, Justin, don't leave. Don't stop making videos for 1 week. It's fine. I'm never gonna pass up an ancestral outing. Let's see what opponent has for us here. Again, the same thing is true that we talked about in game 1 of last one, which is If our opponent is on Raker and our Ancestral does not hit a Force style card, we are pretty weak. We do have a Mental Misstep, which can be quite good against Raker, but we'll have to see. Ancestral on your upkeep, targeting me. How does that make you feel, opponent? Force of Will. All right, so we're not getting Rakered. That's good. What are we getting? Let's see. No Luris, but a blue deck. Jewel? Oath? It's Oath. Mental Misstep and Thundertrap Trainer are not great against Oath. I can see this going quite poorly for us. No Oath Slam. Don't know if that means that we're safe to play Trainer or they're just waiting. Squelcher. I think I'm interested in getting a Trainer down. Trying to get a Force or some kind of powerful blue card. Something to note here is we do have 10 blue creatures, which is not exactly ideal for Trainer, but we're still at 17, 20, 36. How's that? That's actually crazy. So still a pretty decent number. Flame and Mox. See, I'd love to be able to take Alchemist, but I'll take Flame. Flame is a cool one here where I could, if they do play an Oath, I could kill my Trainer and draw 2. It's a possible play. Though I guess technically we cannot do that until we have another mana source, so. They do not have a mana source either, though. Okay. And Break Trap. All right. So I will, what I'm going to do is, do I play Hawkeye's Bow so I can get mana later? I think so. I'm going to play a Hawkeye's Bow. I got negated. Pitching Time Walk. That's acceptable. I am not sad about that one. Obviously, we could have played around that with playing Squelcher, but I think I want to advance my mana there. My opponent is still missing blue mana, which is why they got rid of their Time Walk. I am also missing mana to cast my Flame of Anor. I'd love to be able to just maybe kill the Jet draw too. But negation at least is going to protect us from an Oath. So we have a nice set of cards here to live. And once this Sculpture is in play, they can't protect their things as well. Obviously, something like a Veil could still happen, but I feel like a decent... We've turned the corner here to a decent spot. What? Yeah, our best things are Moxen and lands, but attacking for 3 every turn, playing a little Delver game is not terrible. Bunch of counters is not bad either. Opponent is really struggling to find a land. They have 6 cards in hand. All right, we found our own land here. So I can actually do this on our turn because we can't be countered anyways. So I am going to Flame of Anor, destroy artifact, draw 2. Draw 2 and destroy this jet. I was looking for artifacts so that I could maybe play another spell, but this is fine. And my opponent is out of here. Okay. Interesting. So against Oath, I like Pyro and I like Cage. I'm not like a thrilled by Consign, but we could play Consign as well. Shouldn't need axe. We have a lot of creatures here, so we don't really want Oath to resolve if we can help it. I like Vexing Bauble. I like blue cards and counters. I like Squelcher. I think I'm gonna take out Volt Key. Opponent likes to bring in opponent's deck likes to bring in Null Rod I think I'm just gonna try to play like it's a very controlling game. We'll have one kill combo in our deck, but we'll try to trim down on it a little bit here. I think I want to keep all my blue mana, so maybe I don't want to play Consign, but I do have Pyroblast. Could just be wrong. These Consigns might be better off as combo pieces. Just try to speed. Yeah, it's probably fine. Let's just play Pyroblast and Cage. This seems reasonable. I like these blue Luris trainer decks. They're really well rounded and can play consistent games. Obviously, they're a little legacy-esque, but because you are still a full Moxen deck, big blue stock up, Luris, like you still feel very powerful and you get to do things with lots of extra mana. So I don't know. If I could go back and play some more Luris PO in my life, I definitely would. I haven't been super thrilled with Luris PO, and I think the reason is because I don't think PO is very good. That being said, the trainer shell is still good. So I was really impressed with the deck that Dan played at NYSE. Maybe it will come back into play after card gets restricted, and that's a Luris PO deck, but also a Luris Flow State deck where he cut the POs down to 2 copies, trimmed like all of the PO adjacent cards like Mox Opal and that kind of thing, and then played 4 flow states. So you're basically a Jeskai control deck that does have some ability to like do a very powerful thing with the card paradoxical outcome. I thought that was pretty nice. So I don't know. Those are the kind of decks I would really, I'm going to play around with like Squelcher Tinker again once Car is restricted as well. I thought the Squelcher Tinker deck was quite good against blue decks, but that deck had some problems against non-blue decks, so it's a little hard. Once the format is wide again, it's hard to always answer everything. So we have a Squelcher. We have no Force. I think this is probably bad. Having no turn 1 counterspell against Oath can be very bad. If I had like a turn 1 counterspell, then I love this hand, but this hand doesn't really do a whole lot. This one also doesn't have a turn 1 counterspell, but I'm willing to gamble on this one. Obviously, my opponent can play the turn 1 Null Rod, but this gives me a lot of versatility when I can go Mana Crypt into Volcanic and hold up Ancestral Pyro. Obviously, if they play a turn 1 Oath, it's not great, but at least it's not an Orcharded Oath. And we do have a chain, so... Oh, interesting. Maybe it's a controlling Oath deck then, not a Show and Tell deck. So even more happy to not have Consign, I guess. Well, maybe Consign actually is better if there are less targets. I don't know. But Ponder Volcanic Island certainly doesn't represent Show and Tell, so maybe more like Wessel-style Rug Oath. The problem with that is I didn't take out my island, right? I did take out my island. So now we can get wastelanded. That's the biggest problem here. Wow, stock up as well. Okay. I mean, we'd love to have had Mindbreak Trap or Pyroblast, something for that stock up. But yeah, if my opponent has Wastelands in their deck, I'm going to look very silly for boarding out Island. I had not put them on a Wasteland-oriented Oath deck, but it's certainly possible. But I still think I'm not unhappy with where we could be at the end of this turn. They spent a lot of cards, but they're not in a crazy spot. Yeah, I think... Not actually sure that this is better. I feel like holding up Pyroblast is better, so... Obviously, I could play Hexing Sculpture, but I'm pretty worried that something bad will happen on this next turn, and I still don't really want to play a creature. Wow, okay. That's an Underground Sea. What am I playing against? Is it Dak Faded? Stock up? Show and Tell. Okay, so they have Show and Tell as well. Okay, I will I'll try to counter your spell. Get a force back up after stocking up. The good news is if this resolves, we still put a Hexing Sculpture in play, and then we have uncounterable on our turn. The problem is we just like don't have a lot of like. I took out the Volt Key because I didn't want to get null rotted, but it looks like my opponent has stock ups and stuff. So Brain Freeze. So there's Breach as well. Wow. All right. My opponent could put an Oath in play here off of this, but oh, they did put an Oath in play. All right. Well, I get to do an uncounterable Ancestral and then bounce the Squelcher back to my hand as well. So my opponent probably didn't have a green source either. This is actually going to be a sick turn for us. So I can just go Ancestral Recall. Yeah, I don't need a red mana right now. I can go Ancestral Recall, draw 3 cards. And then I can go... Wow, there's a lot of cool things happening here. So... Yeah, if their last card is Trap... Let me attack. I can just go Soul Ring, Bauble, CUC, chain back my Squelcher. Okay. So now they have an Oath, 1 card in hand, and nothing else going on. I'll mind this spot. We do need to draw some draw spells, though, because we don't have anything happening for us. If they do play something that matters here, we can obviously crack and try to find a blue card. If they find an Orchard, then obviously the game is in a bad spot. Is this Ancestral? Oh, another show, a stock up. Oh, it's so brutal. I think I am just going to try to draw a counter for this. Yeah. I have the Alchemist Bow combo, but I need a turn, and the Oath is going to prevent me from having a turn. So I think I'd rather just counter the stock up. Don't let them get ahead of me. The problem is these cards are both just dead, so... Okay, so let's buy Luris. Play a Hawkeye's Bow. I can save Luris for a turn where my opponent already has an Orchard, and then I can go like Squelcher Luris, buyback Bauble, those kind of things. Another blue mana? Drew Ancestral. Okay, well. It's not good. It's probably bad for me. I wonder, like, I don't feel like I need a way to give haste, but I'm certainly missing a way to give haste. Normally that you play out that creature, it makes some mana for you and sits in play and doesn't do anything, so it's kind of nice, but obviously the Oath matchup makes it a little difficult. If I can get a Cage as a Vamp. TT. Time Walk. Just Time Walk? Is it Time Walk Orchard? Time Walk Orchard would be pretty sick. No, not Time Walk Orchard. Okay, well. I'm still in trouble. But I'm in less trouble. My opponent also didn't play a land that turn, so it means they have 3 spells in their hand. That's not good. Now a DT. Now a DT. So I guess this is getting Orchard, and then from there I need to beat this Oath trigger. Which is not impossible. I have Squelcher, Luris, Bauble. Ponder after. Could also draw Flame and kill my own creature. I have some ways here. Kind of wish there was a Snapcaster in this deck, but we're right. We have too many creatures already. Yeah, I kind of wish I had kept in Volt Key. So my opponent's not on a Wasteland deck. They're on just a combo Oath deck. Negation's too late. Taking tons of mana crypt flips. Okay, I'm going to go Squelcher to beat Force. And I think stocking up is probably better than Luris and buying a Bauble. So I want to get an Alchemist into play this turn so that if they don't kill me, I can win. There's an Alchemist and a second bow. In case they have I guess my Luris kind of plays around like a Boseiju. But I feel like I don't need any of these other cards anyways, so. Alright. I'm gonna play my Fetal Alchemist here. And let's see how good my opponent's Oath is. They could have some of their attractors in hand. They've already milled their Brain Freeze. But I guess if they mill over... Like I said, they find like a Breach and a Walk, that could be pretty problematic. But we have a couple rebuys here. Uncounterable Squelcher. They could, I guess they could have an Oko for my Alchemist, would be annoying. Ah, that's pretty bad. That's gonna kill me. Okay, fine. Yeah, I didn't have an answer for that one. Atraxa, 25 cards. Let's see, take a look at what's in their deck. So there's Abrupt Decay. No, there's an Into the Flood Maw. There's no Null Rods. Bunch of negations. Ancient Tomb, Breach. I don't think I can live because this thing tramples. So if they had hit an Atraxa and not a Raff and Mikey, I think we would have won this game. So well, I guess points for the Raff and Mikey. Yeah, I'll take it to the face here. Okay, let's bring the Key and Volt back in our deck, and let's go down one Bow, down one Alchemist. I was not expecting that. I wonder how other people feel. I'm not a huge fan of that Raff and Mikey card, but I think it makes a lot of sense in the current metagame. Um, Like before, if people are playing Swords to Plowshares and Caracas and stuff, it gets a lot worse to be playing Raff and Mikey. But if people are playing Raker, then I actually think it makes a lot of sense to be playing Raff and Mikey because it gets you that instant Atraxa hit. So I don't know. I think the card is a little bit better than I initially gave it credit for, but at the time when people were playing it, I felt like it didn't make a lot of sense into the metagame. But right now, with everything thrown for a loop, certainly gets better. Surprised to lose that game, honestly. I thought we were in a decent spot, but stock up into Ancestral was a pretty powerful combination of Magic the Gathering cards. All right, let's try one more time. Cat. Cage. Yeah, this hand looks pretty good. Another Mana Crypt Lorien hand saving us. Oh, this is the classic. Thundertrap does not get lands, but I can get Moxen, so. Let's see what you can find me. Time Vault, Pyroblast, Land Squelcher. I think a Pyroblast is more useful than a Time Vault from this spot. But I don't have a Force, so. Even Thundertrap Trainer going down another 4 cards wasn't enough to get me to a force in my opener. Or a trap, or negation. You know, that kind of card. Hopefully we'll be able to just play a Cage if they play an Oath here, and it shouldn't be a problem. But if they have a Boseiju on upkeep, then things get difficult. Obviously, I'd love to be able to maybe flame my own guy if I needed to. I need lands to do that. Okay, so now I have some good options here. I can go Cage and see if it resolves. Should have attacked first. If they hesitate and then let this go, I'm probably just gonna flame my trainer. But I guess I'm just kind of dead. Because I can flame my trainer right now, but if they have force into Boseiju, then I still get wrecked anyways. I think I'm just going to kill this and draw 2. I would have to like stock up, have it resolve, get a force, pass. I mean, if they have like abrupt decay, doesn't. Yeah, okay. So it looks like they just have Boseiju plus force here. If they have turn 1 Oath with Boseiju plus force, like, I guess that's fine. I'll just die. Damn, that's crazy. I mean, yeah. Go get another Volk, and then I can at least Pyroblast the Atraxa. What the fuck is that? Volgavoth Terror Eater. 9/9 lifelink, ward 3, sack permanents. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Volgavoth. If a card you didn't control would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile instead. And during your turn, you may cast that spell with paying life. Okay, well, there is a Null Rod, huh? Damn. The problem is, if I cast stock up, it means they get to Volgavoth it. All right, whatever. I'm casting stock up, so stock up and spell pierce, I guess. I think I need to take a hit from this thing. I'm gonna attack and see if they're willing to gain 9 life to give me an oath trigger. No. So I can at least Pyroblast the stock up and then take 2 hit. I can only take 1 hit from this thing. Jeez. Oh, this is fine. I guess they can cast this and kill my trainer. Whatever. It's fine. Now I can't hit anything on their turn. Okay, maybe that was terrible then. This is only during their turn though. But it does, yeah, that was not a great play. But I don't know if that how do I win this game? I Volkey my opponent with a crypt in play? I don't even know. I can draw a chain and then sack 3 things. If I draw chain and then sack these 3, it's a playable game. Ay. I should maybe have taken a land instead of a spell pierce if my plan was to Pyroblast the thing. I did not expect to get Volgavoth here. But it is definitely going to kill me, so... I've never seen this before. I know that I do know of it. And I do know it was played in like some Black Red Reanimator, maybe in Legacy. Alright. So this turn's got to go real well. Stonks. I should have a pyro as well. That's so bad for me. This Black Lotus lets them play through the Spell Pierce. I guess I needed to kill the. I mean, they would have done a thing. I don't know. I don't really know what my plan is here. Pretty sure I'm just gonna die unless I find chain. I need to find land and chain though. It's probably not happening. What is black, black, black from this spot? Yeah. I guess I can find mental misstep on pyro as well. Okay, force. Now stock up can find my 2 cards that I need. I mean, if I find land chain, sacking my mana crypt. No, I didn't find anything. All right. I've been vanquished. All right. Let's try again. Had some good matches so far. Our deck is a little clunky, but it works. I got my free counter spell. I got some lands. I'm in. The problem is building this deck like a Lurrus PO deck does ensure that I get the consistency of a Lurrus PO deck. However, it's just a worse version. I'm just playing worse cards for fun. But I mean, we do that on this channel sometimes, right? Show off cool new cards that can be used in powerful ways and show you how you can deck build in Vintage and play cards you enjoy. Obviously, that's harder right now with the way the format is currently set up, but it's actually, I should rephrase that. It's not, I'm going to get bin this in case I get wastelanded. It's not harder in the sense, it's harder in some ways and easier in others. So it's harder to match the power level requisite of the format. That's a true statement. But it's easier to build a pointed deck that beats a certain thing, right? So what does that mean? So like when you're building for that balanced and wide format, lots of things can work in terms of power. You're not super power limited. But when you're building for this format, you need to either like really hate on this deck, or you need to be super powerful. I lost my entire train of thought. But like we talked about a little bit. We know that if we play some 1-mana counter magic, 8 to 10 free spells, that our blue decks can compete versus Raker. So though it doesn't look like we're competing right now. We're just living, which is something, I guess. All right. Well, I'm gonna play out this Alchemist and see if we can't stock up into a combo on the next turn if we get another turn. Does look silly to play a Hexing Squelcher against this deck, though I guess I could theoretically have played through the Bauble. It just didn't make a lot of sense. They have like infinite mana here. Raker, they can get a top. We might just die. Yeah, we absolutely can just die here. Oh, this is kind of what I was afraid of. I mean, we did have a trap, but it wasn't really enough. And even though we're technically threatening a turn 3 combo if we find the exact piece, it's not really a speed that is playable when this deck exists. Also, maybe I'm skipping a little too hard. Like maybe I need to be playing like 2 Spell Pierces and more Consigns. Like that's possible too. All right. Monolith is untapping. Also, we don't kill our opponent if they play a freaking One Ring here, so they have nothing. Nothing is good for us. Looks like they're trying to maybe save the Tezzeret activation, or the Tezzeret Force is pretty good. I'm definitely not interested in Saga tokens. Obviously, our Squelcher's a dead card, but we can find some help here. There's a bow. Do I want to have... So what can they possibly do? I think they could theoretically, like, Needle. So I guess we'll go Hawkeye's bow and Flame. We have Force up. And we have... I mean, we have a win on the next turn, so... We'll force to get us there. Maybe Hawkeye's bow can beat Raker. That'd be pretty sweet. See how many must threats they put into play here. Ring absolutely is a must counter threat. I'm gonna keep the flame in case they go and get that needle. Looks like we might get there. It looks like they ran out of gas. See, I think if I was my opponent, I wouldn't be... So they held on the Tezzeret to try to get ring activations, right? But I don't know if that's correct. Like, you could easily get a Sensei's Top here. 2 tops wins. You get to spin. You get to draw extra cards with key. I think I would have sacrificed my Tezzeret and gotten a Sensei's Top. I feel like my opponent should probably be winning here. But I'll take it. I will say that I don't find the Raker deck particularly, like, easy to play. It's easy to win with. Like, if the power level is so high. But there are a lot of choices you can make and improve, like, very small amounts. Extremely small edges to be gained. Though this one I think is quite a large one. So I was rather, at the beginning I was really upset with the Raker deck, and I was like, I'm not going to even play it. That kind of thing, because I didn't feel like I was gaining any edges in them, like the mirror and like knowing more. What do they have? They're phasing out my Apheto Alchemist with the Talon Gates. Okay. All right, so I will make sure we live a turn here, and what I'll do is I will kill the creature and destroy an artifact. I'm gonna destroy this and kill this, and hopefully that will buy us a whole turn. This Talon Gates card is so good. So we're not out of the woods yet. My opponent can top deck Time Vault or a Ring. And those will both probably beat us. Our Time Vault will definitely beat us. A Ring will probably beat us because they get too many draws off of it. Wish I could play any of these other cards here, but I can't. I wanted to respond while I saw the Wizard in play to get 2+2. They drew a Sensei's Top, so now they can spin, look for a ring, search again with Tezzeret. Probably lost here, actually. It's a good top deck. One thing this deck also has with the 4 tops is it just has a great engine at finding cards. It has almost a blue level of card selection. It's really impressive. I thought we might have squeezed out of this game, but now I'm a little scared. Because this Tezzeret is a search. So they can search, get a Mox or whatever, get some more mana, spin again. So if like the top 3 cards, they're looking for a ring, 3 rings, or a Time Vault right now. But on the second spin, they're just going to look for a ring again. Oh, wait, a ring doesn't work because I can just do it on their turn. Sorry. I'm stupid. That's only this video, right? That's only this, yeah, okay. So I've only said that like once or twice. It's okay. I'm driving engagement. Driving engagement, yes. Yes, this is an instant speed combo that I can do on my opponent's turn. So a ring does not actually save them. So they didn't. Yeah, they're kind of screwed then. So should I have? I mean, I still had to counter the ring because they had Tezzeret and a key. So they would have drawn like 6 cards. But okay, this is good. The fact that our combo isn't stopped by a ring is actually really powerful. Being able to kill your opponent through a ring protection is actually really important in this format at the moment. I don't know what my opponent is thinking about here. I mean, a ring is still good because they're drawing a bunch of cards, but they're not going to get to their turn, so I don't think it's going to be enough. They could have another Talon Gates, like my deck, but they're running out of non-artifact mana. They can get a Lotus, that would help. They got another top. So what does that mean? Because you can't get... I feel like I would have gotten... You could even get... Yeah, I think I would have gotten like a Lotus, because you want to have as much mana of a different type as you can. Because while this is nice, like, you need to spin here, and then you're out. You only have artifact mana. So, like, your only draw now is a ring, and we've already determined a ring is not going to do it. Though I guess they could have a ring and then phase out again on their... like, if I go to combo, they could phase out, right? But here, this looks like a win, so... Sweet. That was... I mean, it was kind of interesting. Save targets. Always yield. Always yield. It's probably really fast, actually. Pew, pew, pew. Does this look like Hawkeye to you? Because it is. All right. Okay, cool. We did a lot of learning in that one, and we got a nice win on game 1 against Raker. I like the idea of this card the most, and I like the idea of this card, and I like the idea of Needle, but I'm not really thrilled with, like, more removal than that. Obviously, we don't need Bobble or Squelcher. I don't think we want to play Squelcher just to beat Bobble, even though they have Tez. I don't think that's as good as our other options here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Flame of Menorah is still a removal spell, so it's not like we have no removal spells. I have a cat. All right, this hand slaps. I have got a turn to May, and I have a negation and a trap to live. They have probe. They know. Okay. I guess I don't have a turn to May because I have 2 volcanic islands. Not ideal. Still never getting rid of this much counter magic. It's definitely what we're looking for. Though I guess I might need to bring in Dismember, because if my opponent brings in Masticore, I can't flame it. But that might be okay. Like, I don't know if I care that much about Masticore. Definitely not messing with a top here. If my opponent wants to play Ancient Tomb top go, that's fine with me. If I find another Mox on my draw, then I'll probably play the Trainer. Like, find a blue card seems fairly easy. That's a blue card. That does let me play her on the second turn here, so that's not bad. This card should do a lot of work in this matchup. Monolith is fine. Car? Raker. Oh, well, I can't counter Raker. That's not ideal. But this is good against Raker top, as long as we can live through the turn. And we do have multiple counter magic still, so... Monolith is fine. We do still need to be. I mean, it's also first strikes against the Raker as well. That's actually it's really nice. If they play anything, I'm trapping it. They know about double counterspell from this point, so they're gonna try to wait through the trap, which is fine. And I am going to go get my Underground Sea. And let's get our Hate Bear in play. Seems better than DTing. All right, I think we're stable. Just negations and traps. We wouldn't have this. Likely wouldn't have this in our deck if we weren't in this metagame. That's rough. That's not ideal. It's a lot of damage. Okay. We're still holding down the fort though. 2/2 first striker. Don't really have a great DT right away here either. Might die if I cast too many spells. This is Raker draws are definitely one of the things that get you out of hateful situations. Chain. All right, I'm gonna give myself the ability to draw out of this. But I don't know if I'll have enough health left, because this hurts me as well, countering these spells, so I'm not sure I have enough health to beat the second Raker. This is interesting. Cool game. I knew what was up the whole time. Had Rakers for negation trap. Doesn't take very many spells to kill me here. I'm surprised they didn't draw and cast this top on their in the beginning of their turn here. Cost them 2 life, deals me 4 damage. Deals me 6 damage if I have to counter it, right? Oh man. Yeah, we're just not gonna have enough life left to cast the spells to win this game. Damn. Pretty brutal. Yeah, I don't have enough life no matter what here. They can just draw any spell and cast it, and it's going to deal me 4 damage, and then they attack and win. Wow. 2 Rakers solves most problems. Oh, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I think 1 Raker I was fine in this game, but the second Raker was just too much. I can't even cast a spell to live here. Damn. Didn't have the draw. Didn't have an outcoming. I mean, I would have been in a pretty bad spot if this was like a null rod instead of a May anyways, so I think it's fine. One of the big reasons that Raker is such a good deck is because it is multi-threat and different kinds of threats. You can really, it's hard to answer everything. When people are like, oh, car is broken in Vintage, right? People give you really bad answers to car. They're like, oh, play Leyline of Singularity, play whatever this, that, and the other thing that beats car. And like, you can play things like Meltdown or whatever, but the fact of the matter is, car is just one broken piece inside of a very strong deck. And the cards that are going to help you live against Carr are not always the cards that are going to help you live against a Raker or a double Raker draw, or the cards that are going to beat Tezzeret Bauble, or the cards that are going to beat the One Ring. Like, these cards all kind of require different answers, and they stretch you way too thin. Big example, like Null Rod. Great card against a lot of the deck, but not really against Carr. Like, it's okay against Carr sometimes, but if they can just like go workshop Carr, play a spell every turn, attack for 4, play triple spell, triple cheap spell, flip the Carr anyways. Even cards like Karn, like, great against a bunch of the threats, but then sometimes, you know, the card just sits in play and gets stood up and attacks the Karn and kills it. So it's very tough. I did choose like a low number of consigns here because I felt like I had a pretty reasonable setup, but maybe I'm still underestimating and underboarding for the matchup. It's possible. Not sure. It's like really tough to be like, oh, I should play removal to kill Raker when my opponent's deck has 4 creatures in it, right? That's why Flame of Venor is super nice, because it's a artifact / creature removal, but it costs so much mana. Tap land is killing me in this game. Unfortunate. If I had an untapped land, would I keep this hand? I would. Consign their first play and then stock up. Might be good enough. But here I have to mulligan this. Here is a fine card. 6-card hand. Let's get rid of one of the flames. And I'm always going to cast this consign. I'm just going to play this Volk out. We'll probably need to hit a counterspell off my trainer. See, like, this is an unfortunate thing where I just have to counter this card. Like, I can't speculate if my opponent is or isn't going to flip my car. That's just such a bad draw. Because if they flip it, I just loot on the spot. So it's like I'm always like a must counter threat. Very annoying. Found a force. I do need to hit a land though. There's 1 Mox. 6 mana. Tezzeret. I mean, I have to force this. It's gonna get a bobble anyways, so I'm gonna keep the stock up, I think, because I just feel like the 2 cards is better. 2 Mox and a ring after everything. Yeah, wow. All right. I mean, the problem is I have 1 needle, right? That's the only thing I have to stop a ring. I'll take an alchemist and a force, but I'm so many turns away. It's just too hard. I don't think I can beat it. Like, I can't let the Tez resolve, because if the Tez finds a bobble, I can't force anyways. I can't let the car resolve, because if the car resolves, I might just get 16 and die. It's not like I'm threatening a combo. And then I counter 2 spells, and of course there's more things that are must counter or I die, and then there's the ring. I'm going to try not countering anything off of this Raker, because I mean, I just can't, because I need to get an Alchemist in play, but the ring is going to draw too many cards, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. 2 Rakers? I can't beat 2 Rakers, right? Like, I can't beat 2 Rakers here. Maybe I'll draw a Needle. I'm gonna let this go, because I don't really know how I can win the game without, like, I feel opponent has 3 cards left in their hand. Okay, I mean, this is killing me basically. Yeah, all right. I guess I could force it, but then like I can't actually come back, so I just get out of here. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's just too much stuff. All right, got a quick turnaround here, which is great. Get me out as soon as possible. I'm trying. I don't want to like make videos where I'm super unhappy because it just doesn't make good content. But this hasn't been a terrible league. It's been fine. I think our deck is unfortunately not great, but this is a replacement for a Wednesday night stream anyways, so we were trying something out. Playing along the edges. Let's see what we've got. Black Lotus. If they're mono white, I want to counter this. If they're anything else, I don't. They are mono white, but they didn't have a cavern, so just gonna get rid of Time Walk. I'd rather have the ability to get a land. Plains. Okay. Mox. Okay. You have a Void Mirror. Okay, they didn't have a Void Mirror. Vexing Bauble is a little late. Gonna get my Alchemist in play. Could get a basic island. So at least make mana unless we get conquered. Plains is Pearl is not bad because Pearl is a Luris mana. I don't think they have a cavern, or they would have played cavern. So I'm hoping that we can maybe even just like force the next 3-mana spell as well. And then we could always play Bauble and sack it, draw extra cards. Let's see what happens. All right, Ancient Tomb, Seasoned Engineer, White Plume Adventure. Yeah, I'm just gonna force it. I don't think I'm in a spot where I am beating that at the moment. I will obviously be sad if I immediately draw Hawkeye's Bow and I lost my red source, but Thundertrap Trainer, sure. Ancestral Recall. Okay. Then I will untap this and get a Bauble in play. Not that that helps me here. I just want to be able to crack it later. All right, I'm out of answers here. So whatever they cast resolves. One thing that could be problematic here is if they do play Conqueror and lock my Bauble in. Oh, I did dodge the Wasteland with the island though. If they play, I guess I don't have another basic to search. Okay, they did play the Conqueror, so that's not great for me. They also have a Void Mirror. Okay. All right, this is not the end of the world. Okay, chain. I don't want to chain this Conqueror because I don't have a win. So I will get their Wasteland out here so they can't play 4-drops later. We need to build up our mana anyways. They drew a 3-drop. What do they draw? All right, they're going to pass phase. They must have drawn a White Plume Adventure. Another Conqueror. Oh, no. I don't think our deck can beat 2 Conquerors. That's very bad. We would have to, like, have a Flame of Anor happen. That's very bad. That is extremely bad. I'm going to take at least one more hit, though. I want to try to get to a red mana before we go. I can't even play any of these Moxen into Void Mirror, sadly. I guess I can if I Squelcher, but I don't need to, obviously. There's 2 Iron Conquerors. Okay, so we have to hope this isn't something hateful, and then the problem is we actually can't get out of this because we don't have the necessary draw. We would have to draw. We can't because we need like Ancestral Time Walk, Flame of Anor or something. Damn, the second Clarion Conqueror. I guess we weren't beating the first Clarion Conqueror anyways, but 2 Clarion Conquerors, huh? Oh, we actually were beating the Clarion Conqueror because we could bounce it and then take infinite turns with Alchemist. The second Clarion Conqueror seals the deal. That's really brutal. Okay. That is another byproduct of the Raker is that there's a lot of mono white again. Lots of mono white again. I don't think our deck is particularly great against mono white. I feel like we need to have access to Vault Key to win fast enough. But, like, what are we taking out here? I think all of these artifact counters are good on the play. Just, like, trim some of the stuff. Yeah, I thought we were in a decent spot in that game, but... Ooh, this is actually pretty interesting. We have a removal spell, and we have Time Vault Alchemist. Pretty excited about this hand in general. No Chancellor. So let's go Volcanic Island. Alfeo Mentor. This is definitely his more powerful mode. Untap Monolith. Or sorry, untap Vault. Not untap Monolith. Though that would be pretty reasonable as well. Technically, we can make 2 mana off him off Crypt. Now, if we get a Wasteland here, we just win. If we get a Void Mirror, we just win. If we get Clarion Conqueror, we just win. So I think we're in a good spot. Null Rod, we do not just win because we need to get to Flame of Anor mana. So if we get Null Rodded and Wastelanded, okay, fine. I tried my best. I truly tried my best. Now we can draw Chain as our out. And we need to draw a bunch of lands in a row. Okay. I mean, that's their best start, probably. Rod and Wasteland. And another Wasteland? Okay, now we're in trouble, though. We don't even really erase our own Crypt here. Well, it's a good draw. Every land is our best draw, and then after that, Chain. Because we do win on the spot if they don't have a land to sacrifice. Am I going to play around a third Wasteland? I don't think so. I think what I'm supposed to do here is Sewers. So that we have a more higher chance of drawing the cards that matter. Force isn't the worst. Obviously, if they play... We also don't want to get a basic because if they play a White Plume Adventure, we let it resolve and then we dismember it. They had the third Wasteland. Okay, well... I don't know, man. Every game, it's a Wasteland. Well, I mean, we've drawn really well, so... I just want my opponent to go Plains White Plume Adventure. Is that too much to ask? I'm going to lose so much life. I'm going to go to 10. Cleric, Adventurer, please don't be an anointed Peacekeeper. Please be a Cleric. Okay, thank God. All right, the game is still playable. The game is playable. At 10, I've won a lot of mana crypt flips. I need to keep winning them. Even if I take infinite turns, I might just lose those mana crypt, actually. Alright, now I can attack and steal the initiative. If they don't have another cleric, it's pretty good. That gives me a basic, and then we're one more land away. The problem is I do need to beat my own Mana Crypt here, which I can do with Lurrus. So there are definitely lines that get me out of this one. Plains, go. Okay, no creature. Land, Flame of Anor should do it. I get to scry down the Lost Well. Nope, not those. Bottom, bottom. 4 life. Chain. Okay. So I chain and then they bounce my thing. This is fine. So I chain this Null Rod. And then they can sack and go for my Time Vault. I can take an extra turn and then also... Oh, and that bounce my Phetomancer, sorry. But then I can still take an extra turn and I'm fine. Okay, they just didn't do it. So they're banking on Mana Crypt, which can't do it because I have Lurrus. Okay, so they should definitely have tried bouncing my Alchemist. Because here I just buy Lurrus, play Lurrus, I go to 1 off of the next turn, and then I attack with oh wait, I guess I still have to Flame of Anor my Mana Crypt, even by playing no. I play Lurrus this turn, and then I can on every turn I just gain 3 life. I'll never have enough to... I'll never be low enough to die for Crypt. So, yeah, my opponent should probably try sacking the chain there. Okay. I don't think sacking a chain is going to be good enough because I still take an extra turn with my Alchemist, but I can't replay my Alchemist. So what I can do is I can buy and play Lurrus, and then... Oh, I don't need to because I have a key in my yard. Ooh. I buy and play Lurrus, take an extra turn with the Alchemist that got bounced, and then replay the key from the yard on the time walked turn. So that's actually pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool deck. This might be something we can revisit when Carr goes away, and we don't have to play as many like crazy counter magics to live. This is good. It's a force a removal spell. Wow, I think I have to pitch this. I guess I'll just pitch the removal spell. It's actually really unfortunate. Oh, they have a Chancellor. Damn, should have pitched the force. They have double Chancellor. That's actually even worse somehow. Cavern on Dragon. Go. So I might have to chain this dragon. I need this Sapphire to resolve, but I actually can't resolve it because of the Chancellor, double Chancellor. If it was one Chancellor, I can't really throw it away either, though. I think I just pass. Maybe we'll throw our 2 forces into it and then chain. But chain, we don't want to chain right away. They might not even have the Ancient Tomb. Chromox. I mean, I can't I can't be countering this Chromox, right? Like, Vexing Bauble? Void Mirror? Void Mirror also stops my Sapphire. Stony Silence? All right. I'm gonna get rid of my... No, just get rid of my thing with the Sapphire. Okay, this is fine. And a land. I will throw a Sapphire into my Chancellor. And I still have a counterspell, and I still have Chain. Just need to get an Alchemist in play first. I just want to hit my land drops, so getting rid of this stock up. Void Mirror. don't think this card matters. I don't know that this card matters here, but maybe if I draw another force down the line. So I'm gonna have to bounce Stony Silence to win anyways. They only have Chancellor +2 left, and they don't have a lot of mana, so it's playable. It is playable. All right, Alchemist in play. Wasteland. Oh, they're playing a dragon. Dragon is too much, right? I have to beat a Stony Silence and kill a dragon. It's just too much. I have to beat a Stony Silence, kill a dragon, and get wastelanded. That's probably just impossible. They also have a Seasoned Engineer. They have another Null Rod. Okay. Well, this is our deck getting hated out by the things that people are playing to beat Raker, right? My opponent's deck is clearly on 8+ Null Rods. I drew the Dismember, but I just can't bounce. It's going to be hard, so hard to bounce all of this. I mean, I drew really well. My opponent's deck is just so hateful. So I need a Flame of Anor on the Null Rod, and I need to keep this. I need to keep the chain for Stony Silence. I need 2 lands. I mean, maybe I just need to have more like chains or more removal spells in our deck. Maybe that's the answer. I just need to have more. I don't really have that many answers. Like I could play Feed the Swarm. Could play more bounce spells. Man, land would be nice here. Like if I hit land into Trainer into Flame, like that'd be pretty good. Any like almost anything my opponent draws kills me, so that's not good. This is a removal spell. Oh, a Chalice on 1. Okay, I need multiple flames then. I mean, maybe I can just beat down with a Phaomancer here. Or I keep saying a Phaomancer. That's a different magic card. Alchemist. No, a creature has been drawn. That's probably game. Unless I draw my... I think I can draw my other Dismember. Meh. Fatal Push is a dead draw now, too. Yeah, I think that just kills us. This has not gone well. Yeah. The Stony Silence was not expected. That is interesting. Yeah. Sure. And technically, I can still win through all of this, but it's not likely. That is a draw. Does do a thing. Flame? Hawkeye's bow. Can't equip the Hawkeye's bow. I can still use my Alchemist, but I can't equip the Hawkeye's bow. Oh, I have tap target creature? Oh, untap. Untap. I have to say. It's not tap or untap target creature. I could tap my opponent's... Oh, this doesn't work, though. Because I can untap one of my other things so that I don't get goaded. So I would say, if I had... I mean, this card would actually be pretty decent if I could tap an artifact or a creature. That'd be pretty solid. Oh, I got strip mined. Oh, they didn't even go for the island. Okay, I think I'm dead. Right, I'm gonna untap my Thunder Trap Trainer so that I don't have to attack, and then I'm gonna concede. All right, nothing from me. All right, well, welcome back to the 5th and final round. We've put up a good fight here. Things haven't really worked out, but maybe a little bit of this was deck building issues, and we'll talk about it at the end. But we are rematching here versus the mono white player from last round. We have a great opening hand, so... Oh, we're on the draw. That's unfortunate. I kind of thought I was going to play. I don't know why. Well, this is okay. I'm gonna draw this hand. It's not terrible either. I thought it was like a lot better because the Vexing Valve on the play here is like a really good opener, but never mind. We got Chancellored. Our hand is pretty bad into Chancellor. Unless they have something. I don't know. They have a Void Mirror. They have a Chalice on 0. I think Chalice on 0 is fine. Okay. Immediately punished. I'm just gonna hold open force pay 1. If they have a cavern, we get punished for that line, obviously, but they don't have a cavern here. This isn't like the worst thing, but I do not want to face it. I'm gonna cast Ancestral Recall. And then fetch land. I'm gonna hold open Force and also Surveil and also Lorien. So lots of good options here. We've been able to stem the bleeding. We just need to try to convert. I think this is fine. I don't think I'm gonna waste the force on it. Feel like having access to Lorien is probably fine. Don't think I need another stock up. I'll keep a stock up. It's kind of where we're going in this game, right? Ooh, Squelcher is really interesting. Like Squelcher Walk. And I'm just gonna throw away the bauble actually. Because I don't need the bauble at this point, whereas I can still use the jet. Did they just like have a Clarion Conqueror here? Make me look silly. Okay. Well, let's see what that does. I don't mind our spot. I think we might be pulling away. It seems like a playable place. This is how much? +2. So not enough to play it and then play Jet and Time Walk. But we can just Time Walk and Island and Lorien revealed and then do it. I want to get it in play so I can force again. think they'll name Hexing Squelcher, but they might name Time Walk or Stock Up. Those are not unreasonable by any means. They named a Feto Alchemist. Okay. Makes some sense. Kind of the power of a deck like this in Lur's PO is you don't really care if they kill your stop your win cons, because you can win with overwhelming blue cards. Stock Up, Ancestral. So from here, my opponent has 2 unknowns and a Chancellor. I get to go Island, Squelcher, Time Walk, Jet. And then I can cast Lorien or Stock Up. That's a great one too. So I'm gonna go. So I guess I don't have to play around Mindbreak Trap. So I can go Squelcher, Mox, 2 triggers, but it can't be countered. Squelcher card's pretty cool. Soul Ring, Time Walk. I also have Luris available. I think I still like stocking up first though. Flame of Anor and Alchemist. I think I just am supposed to draw. Okay. We've got a plan here. We still have a force that we can play through Bobble with Squelcher. Saga represents another demonic kill possibility. Is there any demonics that win on the spot? Not really. So I think the answer is just... Oh, we could play this for its morph cost and unmorph it, and it's exactly the same. Never mind. I was like, oh, we can morph it and then unmorph it, and it'll cost less. Probably. So let's go... Kill this. Destroy their dross. Kill this. Destroy that and destroy that. And then... Let's get a bow equipped it. I could take extra damage here, but if my opponent has like a null rod, I kind of want to have... I don't think they'll have a null rod in main, but if they had a null rod in the main, then I want to get it equipped right now, because then a null rod wouldn't stop me, because it wouldn't turn off the Alchemist ability, where a Clarion Conqueror would. Cool. That game was great. Why can't all the games versus Mono White go like that? Fatal Push, Dismember, Bobble, Pierce on the draw. Misstep, Probe, and I'll keep the Squelchers, I guess. I'd be pretty happy to go 2-3 with 3 matches versus Mono White. I mean, these are close matches, right? We're winning games. This is turn 1 Alchemaster or Alchemist into turn 2 Time Vault, but it's just never gonna work against their deck, right? We've seen so much hate. But it's also 2 lands. I'm sure keeping this hand. Oh, they have a Chancellor. And a Bloatus. This is like kind of why mulling to force on the draw is like not very good, right? Though if it's just plains go, it's not the end of the world for us. Oh, it's Black Lotus Mana Crypt. White. Okay, it's the nuts. It's the it's not the nuts. Going down the Lost Well, looking for a null rod. I don't mind that actually. They're gonna win on the ground, so. But they still have a Chancellor trigger I need to beat, so. One top, one bottom. Our best draw is probably like Black Lotus into Force or something. I'm just too many turns out from this, I think. Maybe my hand's just never a keep. I need to keep a hand. I mean, it's not like a removal hand would have been good here. It's not like a counter hand would have been good here. This is pretty close to the nuts. If one of the white plumes was, a hate creature, it's basically the nut draw. At least we're not getting Forge Trapped. We have some amount of time, and the Void Mirror doesn't really help them right now, so. I mean, if they just don't find a Null Rod, it's not bad. Like, I can just play a Time Vault next turn and take infinite turns. They have to have a Null Rod on this turn, right? That's okay. Okay, I think we got it. We're actually going to win this game. That's crazy. Actually, they could have a removal spell here. Alchemist Time Vault. They have one card as Chancellor, so woohoo! We win. Love it. Okay, so we went 2-3. We went 1-2 versus Mono White, and we lost to Raker and beat. Did we beat Oath? No, we lost to Oath, and we went 2-1 against Mono White and lost to Raker. I think one of the problems with our deck is it's taking stray shots from Raker hate. Stony Silence and Null Rod. Like, our deck isn't really weak to those cards, but doesn't want to see those cards. And when they have so many of them that you can't answer all of the effects, then you can't do your artifact-based win con here. And although this is a creature ability, the bow equip is not. And then even then, like, Conqueror stops the Alchemist ability. So I don't know. Maybe the answer is more removal. Maybe the answer is different win cons. But like when you're doing what other win con are you playing from the spots? Like the other way to go is like you got another Flame of Nor in here. You get more removal. You try to play like a blue-red controlling deck. If your opponent slams all these null rods and stuff, it means they're playing less creatures, which means you can get control of the board, like keep their creatures off the board and win by casting. And we did that a couple times. We actually went 2-1 against Mono White, so like it wasn't actually terrible. But I might like reconfigure a little bit here. Maybe the answer is like one extra flame, one more chain in the board, or like a rushing river or something like that. Rushing river could be pretty interesting. But I mean the alchemist was fine. Like we bow comboed once, we vaulted a couple times. And our counterspell suite seemed to work, but it's just so taxed. And then we even had one game with Hexing Sculpture where we played through a Vexing Bauble and Chalice, which was sweet. So I think this like idea works. Like fundamentally, this shell works. I think right now in the metagame, it doesn't make a lot of sense to be doing this because your powerful aspects, some of your powerful, like your combo aspects are hit by the fact that they are artifact based, and then your powerful blue aspect is like kind of nullified by Raker demanding you play a million counter spells and then still beating you anyways. So we did lose the game we played May, but I think it looked conceptually pretty good. Unfortunately, the opponent had like a double Raker draw, and it was really rough against that. But I think that's just unfortunate way it lined up. So I don't know. I don't mind this. Let me know what you thought about this Hawkeye's bow deck. I still, can't say I had a great time playing the league. I only played against one Raker, but I played against 3 mono white. It wasn't a whole lot of fun. I'll post somewhere once I figure it out. But I really think that it's possible that I just choose to take a little time here until the announcement. So right now, this will air on a Friday, and there's 2 weeks of videos that are not going to be out before the August 10th date. I will definitely do a video on August 3rd, the first Monday of the month, detailing what I would like to see from the August 10th announcement. Hopefully, I want to make that a week ahead of time. That way, if there are WotC employees who are interested in hearing what I have to say about Vintage and the restricted list, then they'll have time to view that before. I kind of made an oopsies, I guess, last time where I did my video on the Sunday before the Monday thing, and apparently they had locked in, the announcement a week in advance. It had made sense for me to wait till Sunday because I wanted to see the whole weekend of data, but they didn't even see the whole weekend of data. So I will definitely have a video on that Monday about the BNR. I just don't know if I'm gonna do the other 5 videos. If I'm feeling good and I stream a challenge or something, I'll put it up. But I don't know. It's just it's tough to find the drive to play in this format when the format is going to change in 2 weeks and you're not even playing the same format I'll be playing for Eternal Weekend. So if there is another cool Magic format out there that I'm interested in, maybe I'll queue one of those up. There's like a cool cube format or something. But until then, hope everyone has happy, healthy, safe car driving experience. That's a stupid thing to say. That's a really dumb thing to say. Knock on some fucking wood. Jesus. Yeah. Anyways, more videos. Some eventually on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm sorry. I'll see you then.